What I've done is two things. Looked at the idea of liberty and equality. Come to the understanding that these are fundamental values in our legal system. Now, there are two different kinds of rights. Liberty is what's called a non-comparative right. It's a kind of right that anyone might be entitled to because of how they're put together. You're not entitled to the right because of how you compare with somebody else. It's a non-comparative right. The law would say anyone who has certain kinds of qualities is entitled to a certain kind of right, even if no one else in the universe has those rights. So a liberty right is a non-comparative right that if you have certain qualities, you're entitled to that right. I argue that that quality includes practical autonomy, that any being of whatever species, and indeed species should be entirely irrelevant, has the right to bodily integrity and bodily liberty, if they have practical autonomy. On the other hand, equality is a comparative right, and you're entitled to equality when you seek to have a right because you have certain qualities, and others who have those qualities have those rights because they have those qualities. So you would say, well, you have this right because you have these qualities. I have these qualities, therefore, as a matter of equality, I should have the right. So a non-human animal should have say, bodily liberty as a comparative right, comparing ourselves to human beings as a matter of equality. Under those circumstances, if certain human beings have certain kinds of rights because they're put together in a certain way, and a chimpanzee is put together in the same way, then the chimpanzee should have those rights. But a liberty right is a non-comparative right, and a chimpanzee should have those rights, or any creature should have certain kinds of fundamental rights if they have the qualities that would entitle them to those rights. And that would be, theoretically, irrespective of whether any human did. Liberty is really the idea of being able to be free to act. You formally have a liberty right if you can do whatever you want to do. And nobody can stop it. It's really a freedom to do whatever you want to do. Now, there are negative liberty rights and there are positive liberty rights. A negative liberty right is a liberty right that protects you against other people doing anything to you. I kind of view them as legal suits of armor that people have. You can do anything you want and others can't interfere. A positive liberty right, instead of being a freedom from, is a freedom to do something, and other people can't interfere with that. And so at many crucial junctures in history, you find that the two sides in a dispute are each invoking liberty, one in a positive sense, one in a negative sense. And slavery is a classic one, in that the people who thought that slavery was wrong were invoking the negative liberty rights of the slave. They had a right not to be interfered with by anyone who called themselves masters. The masters were invoking their positive liberty rights to enslave, to do what they want without interference, to have property rights in a slave that couldn't be interfered with.